Okay, come on. Let's, down.
Here we go. Ding, ding, ding. Come and get it. Woo-hoo-hoo. Here we go. Go for it. Crouch, then jump in there. Go! Oh no! Go for it! Crouch, then jump! Wait for it! Great! All right, this way! Yeah! Get there! Fast jump! Bye-bye!
Yeah, so. Oh, here. All right, put this on. It's only a 20-minute video, so you're finished by facts. The rest of you finish the work. Okay, if you're finished, then you can give me the facts.
Here we go!
Cameron, you finished? Okay, let me give you 5 facts. If you want a computer, grab it. 5 facts.
What was that?
130.
Oh yeah! Is there anything more awesome than vacation? My family is going away for 2 weeks for sun and fun at the beach. I started packing early because I didn't want to forget anything. And then it hit me. What about my plants? Who would take care of them? Or maybe they could come along. Somehow, I didn't think my suitcase was going to fit in the plane's overhead luggage compartment. Dusty Jones, at your service. Investigative agent, the Maple. The Marvelous Association of Plant-Loving Enthusiasts. That's my club. I started all over the world. Our mission
Fireworks were so good.
to uproot, uncover, and generally dig up everything we can on the planets, planets. Should I take my plans on vacation with me? Before I boarded the plane, I thought I'd better get a second opinion. I went straight to Dolly, my next door neighbor, and the most amazing gardener in 3 counties.
I told Dusty that, unlike me, his plants would find no rest and relaxation at the beach. Houseplants are homebodies. He would need to get a remarkable plant sitter instead. All he'd have to do was make a list of how to care for his plants, and he could fly through the sky with a clear conscience. And
A list about how to take care of my plants? For tips, I turned to Natalie, Mabel's girl on the go. She travels so much of the time, I thought maybe she'd have a list like that already put together.
Agent Dusty Jones thought an international girl of action like me would spend her day worrying about houseplants? Ridiculous. I was far too busy scouting every corner of the globe for interesting wild plants. I always thought people who actually stay home and grew plants were, well, sort of sticks in the mud. Nope, when it came to taking care of houseplants, I had just one word for Dusty. Plastic.
Plastic plants? I didn't think that idea would go over too well with the rest of the Maple crew. Gordo was the first to call in.
Whoa, Earth without
Everybody, what up, paper reporting? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. What could be more fun than getting really dirty planting seeds? I love every part of it.
Wow!
From turning it over the soil, to dropping in the seed, and covering it up again. And then watching the little sprout turn into a huge
They bring good
sunflower.
luck.
It's like magic. I'd like to be part of making the world a more beautiful place. Natalie should give it a try sometime. Gordo was right, but I was pretty sure that Miguel Rodriguez, Mabel's man in the desert, would think plants had a lot more to offer than just beauty.
Beauty is good, and so is usefulness. Where would the world be if farmers thought the way Natalie does? It's a good thing they like to take care of plants. Grandma Rodriguez taught me how to garden, and now I bring her fresh vegetables almost every day. It makes me feel good to be able to feed myself and my family. My favorite foods from my garden has got to be my ripe, red, brown tomatoes.
Another Maple member who is a major gardener is Kate. But I don't know how she finds time to garden since she's always in the lab.
There's always time for fun, and I agree with Miguel. Growing your own food is fun. And as a budding scientist, I'm Katie Murphy, saw another advantage to growing your own food. Homegrown food tastes better. I compared the store-bought strawberries to the ones that I grew in the community garden last summer. My strawberries made the absolutely yummiest jam ever.
All right!
The Maple team didn't let me down. A few days later, I got a letter saying they'd all be happy to help me with my plant care list. And it was a good thing, too. My vacation was just a couple weeks away.
Since we were on the topic of food, I thought number 1 on our list should be life. turns carbon dioxide and water into sugar in a process called photosynthesis.
All plants need light, but some need more than others, like my roses. Because they require full sun, I planted them where they get it all day long. How do I know they need so much sunshine? I looked at their wild cousins. Wild roses, like these beach roses, only flourish where there's plenty of light, like along a beach or in an open field. Cultivated roses, the ones that we grow in our gardens, may look a little flashier, but their needs remain the same. On the other hand, some plants need less light. The wild relatives of these plants, called hostas, are forest dwellers. Like them, the hosta has broad leaves to catch every last ray that makes it to the shady forest floor. I showed Dusty how I planted my hostas in a place that only gets sun for a couple hours each morning. We wouldn't want old hostas suffering from sunstroke.
I made a note in my science journal to tell my plant sitter which plants need a lot of light and which only need a little.
Dusty was off to a good start. But out here in the desert, it doesn't take long to figure out. Plants do not live by light alone. They also need water.
That's right. Just like light, some plants need lots of water, and some may do with little. Dusty's cyclamen is a thirsty plant. In the wild, you find it in places that are shaded and damp for part of the year. So while it will tolerate an occasional dry spell, it likes to be wet.
Dry spells are pretty much the only kind of spell the desert needs. By storing water in their leaves or stems, plants can go for a long time without any rain at all. Where I live, people who don't want to worry about water will just adopt their plants in their yard. They can go for weeks without rain.
I discovered the hard way that you can water a plant too much. And if you do, your plant might get a fungus, like mold, on its roots. Fungus eats away the roots and can even kill the plant. Gross!
Where did your plant come from originally? The wet place? The dry place? Someplace in between? That really is how much water your plant needs.
With the help of the maple team, I now have 2 things on the plant care list. I would have to be sure to let the plants know which of my plants were waterhogs and which preferred to drip completely dry. But just then, Natalie checked in with an urgent piece of information.
I told the maple guy to chill for just a minute. They'd left out another important thing plants need to grow. The right temperature. As any global traveler knows, plants in some parts of the world can help us cold. But many more like it hot, hot, hot. Temperature is as important as light or water. It's the reason you can't grow bananas in New York City.
Oh, really? Well, I know somebody who can. When people help increase our appreciation of plants, the Maple Gang honors them by making them a member of the green team. One important member is Francisca Coelho. At the New York Botanical Garden, she and her colleagues are growing an indoor rainforest. And a desert, complete with all kinds of cactus. That's a whole lot of other environments, right in New York City. In the conservatory, which is kind of a museum of living plants, you can find bananas, prehistoric ferns like the ones that the dinosaurs ate, the weird Belgium tree,
No, turn the page, so it's on the right page.
and even the cacao tree.
The plant that gives us chocolate. Yum!
Ms. Coelho is a horticulturist, a person who studies how to grow and take care of plants. Today, she's trimming back some of the vines that have gotten too big for their own space. She also has to make sure that each indoor environment is as much like the real thing as possible.
I believe in you.
With a computer, she makes adjustments in light, temperature, and humidity. She can even make it rain. With more than 6,000 exotic plants in this room, keeping them all healthy is a pretty big job.
Wow, an indoor rainforest! Natalie was definitely right about temperature being an important part of taking care of plants. I added it to my plant care list. And Miss Coelho sounded like the perfect plant sitter. I wonder if she'd like to do it.
Unfortunately, Ms. Coelho was a little too busy to look after Dusty's plants. So I began to wonder, did he really need a plant sitter at all? What would happen if no one took care of his plants while he went on vacation? I decided to test it out. For this experiment, I needed 4 identical purple hardwoods, all potted in the same sort of soil and pots, 4 wooden ice cream sticks, and a marker. Lucky plant number 1 would receive all the tender loving care I could give it. Water, sunlight, and a nice warm spot away from drafts. Plant 2 would get water and warmth, but no light. It went to live in the closet. Ooh, hope you're not afraid of the dark. Plant number 3 would have plenty of light and warmth, but I placed it outside where the air was nippy in the day and frosty at night. Plant number 4 would have light and warmth, but no water. My hypothesis, which is a scientific guess, was that the plant that got all 3, light, water, and warmth, would do best. Lacking even one of those 3, I figured the other plants would not grow well. Of course, the results depended on the type of plant. If I had chosen to use a cactus, for instance, maybe plant number 4 would have been just fine. But purple heartfrogs like Dusty's, I give them 2 weeks to find out.
While Katie watched and waited, I thought it was time for the maple tea to go down and dirty. Because to grow great plants, you need good dirt. Or, to be more scientific, good soil.
Soil provides the plant with all its nutrients. It is like nitrogen, copper, and magnesium. They dissolve in water and then are absorbed by plant roots. Those nutrients help the plant grow, the same way food rich in vitamins and minerals help you grow.
What'd you say?
Not all soils are the same.
Oh, how'd you get Mario?
You can usually describe them
Switch
as sandy.
I say, okay,
It's on Nintendo Switch.
Many plants do well in one,
Come on, it was a while ago.
but many do better.
I just get so high and I
Take the touch test. Pick up a ball of soil and rub it back and forth between your thumb and fingers. Sandy soil is made of a large group of species. It doesn't stick together well. Water runs right through it, which is nice for drainage, but tends to wash the soil's nutrients away. Clay soil is sticky. It's tightly packed, which makes it better at holding on to water and nutrients. While it's harder both for you and the plant's roots to work with.
You okay?
Want a soil that drains well like sand, that holds nutrients like clay? As Chef Gordo demonstrates, you can whip up the perfect soil for your plants, or improve on the soil you already have by carefully combining some trees. Gordo always adds some organic material. In this case, some dead leaves. That's really important. Plants love it. By mixing the sand, clay, and organic material, it's creating a rich soil that holds onto water and nutrients. For a little zip in your plants, though, add a dash of fertilizer and
Voila! Great dirt for making castles, mud pies, and healthy plants. And speaking of plants, it was time to plant mine. I made a hole bigger around than the roots of my plant, leaving room for my new soil. Well, I tried not to pack it down too hard, because I wanted to leave some space for the roots to spread out. Just like people, roots need air. When you pack soil down, you suffocate those ever-growing roots and make different plants.
It's reminded me. I know different things are moving, but they are. If they are, they are hidden and root. When you plant the seeds or seeds, make sure they get up here and grow.
I didn't think my plant sitter would have to repot my plants while I was gone. I added soil and roots growing to my list, just in case.
Now just hold on, maple bugs. On a trip to the tropics, I saw a plant that, like me, has no use for soil at all. It was important. It got all of its water and nutrients right out of the air itself. How would you take care of that?
That's a tricky one, but not impossible. The secret to Bitir is the same as every other plant. You have to match the plant to the conditions it needs. As Francisco Coelho knows, orchids grow all over the world, in all kinds of places, from the Arctic Circle to a dozen water to the moist rainforest. If your house has lots of light, try an orchid that grows on branches near the top of the tree. If your room is dark, try an orchid that can lower down on the branches. If your house is cooler at night, try an orchid from the mountains. But if you keep it warm by the time, an orchid from near the ocean.
I have to admit, I did love orchids, but I never thought I could actually grow them. Now I knew that even a plant that seems hard to raise can be a piece of cake once you know how to make it feel alone.
Home. Soon I'd be leaving mine and my plants. And I still hadn't found a plant sitter. Meanwhile, I checked in with Kate to see how her purple heart plants were doing.
I hated to be the bearer of bad news, but after 2 weeks, most of them weren't looking too good. Oh sure, plant number 1 was fine. It had gotten all the sunlight, warmth, and water it needed. But plant number 2 hadn't exactly taken to life each process. Its sun-starred leaves were pale, and it had gotten long and lanky, as if it had been reaching for a sun that wasn't there. Living out in the cold hadn't done wonders for plant number 3 either. And plant number 4, which hadn't had water in 2 weeks, was dry as a bone, and about as dry as oil. As I started a course of plant first aid to revive my 4 purple heart plants, I set my green vision to dust. If his plants would get enough water, light, and warmth when he was on vacation, they might be very unhealthy when he got home.
I couldn't let that happen. I loved my plants. I asked Dahlia if she could look after them for me, but she said that wouldn't be possible. She was going away too. The very next day, just as I thought I might have to stay home myself, I got some good news from a surprising source.
I wrote, Dusty old boy, I think I need a vacation from my life, international adventure. I'm coming to you just as fast as I can. Leave me the list of plant care tips, and I'll try my hand at growing things. Who knows? Maybe I'll turn out to be a world-class gardener yet. Yours truly, Nat. Yes, I decided you guys were right. A maple field agent should not be seen with a plastic plant.
Yes! Now I can leave on vacation without worrying about my plants. All I had to do was pack.
Why should kids start plants growing? Are there other things worth knowing? I'll tell you who I've just done. Plants are tasty, pretty, and fun.
Let's count down the plant care books and make sure that one doesn't be missed. We did our research with monitoring phone and we wanted our plants to be let out.
Then that what you gotta get right is how much shade and how much light. Don't pack a plant in a tiny place to breathe and grow. It needs space. Next they want to scale and bigger, water, let it cool. Some plants produce awful lot. Those too much is the cause of problems.
Hey, what could it hurt to get your hands right in the dirt? Sand or clay, stir and sweat. I like to mix it organic.
Some plants are just like more, but doesn't they sweet which is strong. I wonder what would find their growth.
Like water warmth, soil and fruit are the key to 99 You'll find out what we can do. Plants are tasty, pretty, and fun.
Yeah. Science and all right, we got about 6 minutes here, so your name's on your board. You want a computer?